Commander Cullen, our scouts confirm the Inquisitor's report. A large force of Grey Wardens has moved into the western approach. We need to establish a foothold out there immediately. Oh, that's right. The Grey Wardens all think they're freaking dying. And they're using, like, blood magic. Alright, Cass, Barrick.
Hope you're doing good. Thanks for content.
You're welcome, Atomic. I'm glad you enjoy it. Thank you. Let's try Dorian. Let's try him out. Thank you for the resub. Welcome back. I've not tried Dorian since that one mission that forced me to use Dorian.
Visitor, welcome to the western approach. We've sighted Warden activity to the southwest, but no one's been close enough to figure out what they're doing. Between the sandstorms and the vicious wildlife, we haven't made it far out here. One of my men got too close to a poison hot spring and gave me a slightly delirious report of a high dragon flying overhead. In short, this might just be the worst place in the entire world. Be careful out there.
Always flirt with Harding.
Are you worried about me?
Someone has to be. And try not to die. I don't want to deliver that report to Skyhold. We intercepted a Venatori messenger and, persuaded him to give up the orders he was carrying. We have them here. This entire place. It just feels like something's not right. Be careful.
Read the Venatori orders. Octavian, with our allies, the Templars redeploying and abandoning their mine in the canyons, we will now focus our efforts on the excavations and the summoning attempts. Go have a word with the White Claw Associates. I'll be sending further resources your way. Service. Dorian needs potions. Healing Mist. Alright, that's done. Let's see. Oh, there's a rift right over there, isn't there? Desert map. Vivian has to be my most hated companion in any game. Oh my. This is immune to fire, so we gotta use the sword. Let's see, pause and dispel there. Alright, that got a couple of them. Mind Blast. Shield on Dorian, because he's getting messed up. Mind Blast. Mind Blast. This is so great. I wonder if that's the only spell with low enough, cooldown to, like, just completely counteract those. Honestly, that went pretty well. Dorian took some damage but recovered it because of that necromancy passive. So we find ourselves once again with a group with decent sustain. Varric has the when he poisons someone, he heals 5%. Dorian has when someone dies, he heals 10%. Cassandra has the power of the cheese shield. So it's just me. I have to be careful. The cheese shield, chat. Was that a tier 2 rift? Mm.
But they would have taken the carts. I don't like this.
Hyena. I just realized I haven't done, like, the research thing in a long time. Like, ever since we went to Skyhold, I don't think I know where the table is where you turn in research materials. Does anyone know where that is in Skyhold? I knew where it was in Haven.
Someone will answer for all these deaths.
Research supplies. Property of Frederick or Seralt, University of Orlais, Nazar's Pass research camp.
Frederick of Seralt. Looks like
It's
he
next to
lost his shipment
Fiona.
of supplies.
Oh, up in that tower with Liliana at the top. Got
Nobody
it.
should be out here but Grey Warden. Something's very wrong.
I want to go to Dorian, double check. Okay, yeah, we could give him some better stuff. What is this? Hold him on our flanking bonus. He is using Chain Lightning. He is using Immolate. He doesn't have a belt. Better than nothing. I'll give him that. Oh, I never gave him the really nice staff I made. Well, here you go, buddy. I thought I did. I guess I didn't. What's this? Oh, look, I made a bridge. Took me like 10 seconds. 11 tops. No one told me I had bridge magic. That's a ramp, not a bridge. Look, it got me from A to B, okay? It bridged the gap in the air. Everyone full barrier guard health. This is going pretty good so far. Dorian might be just what the doctor ordered. Templar Commander Shield. Unless it has Cheese Shield healing, I don't know if I care. Nope. I can't imagine replacing the cheese shield. Like, even if I find a shield that has double the armor, if it doesn't heal you, what's even the point? Imagine the blacksmith who finds out all his shields have been replaced by a cheese shield. Note from a Templar, Benedict, pull up stakes. All plans for the mine and the western approach are off. The Inquisition's on the move and headed our way. Dump all the bodies and relocate to Impraz du Lion.
Maker, they did something this horrible and wrote about it. These people are wrong in every possible way.
I'm kind of surprised / impressed that Dorian, like, you know, he grew up around all of these horrible freaking people and still somehow ended up with, like, a good conscience. Like, his nature was a whole lot stronger than his nurture. It's the mustache that guides him. Now I'm imagining when he was born, he just had that mustache just like right out of the womb. Oh. This reminds me of the NPC you overhear towards the end of the game in Crosscode who's astounded that the friend is still using an early game weapon because it had 5% health regen. Honestly, there's so many games that like don't have health regen, and then you find an item that gives a little bit of it, and it's game changing to me. Elden Ring had I think it was an amulet or something that gave health regen. That was game changing. It's like any mistake you made in battle, like it would heal up by the next battle. Like it wouldn't make a lot of difference in combat, but like the amount of healing using Estoses and stuff you did between battles was vastly reduced. Dark Souls 3, there was a ring that gave health regen. It was kind of like 3/4 through the game, but if you played New Game Plus, you could have it for the whole New Game Plus. God of War had a bit of armor. The God of War health regen was super small, but there was a health regen set in that. I got one piece of the set, and it helped. Like over the course of a long fight, it might give me 1 potion's worth, but still, it was just always in effect. Are y'all bad? I'm gonna hit quick save here. Yeah, they're baddies. Oh wait, there's a mage guy. Go for that one. Alright, he down. Barrier on cast.
The warrior!
Oh, that did some good damage. All right. Venatory Tome. Zion piece. Loot. Silk Brocade. Oh, haven't seen one of these in a while.
So the Venatori want to keep us out. Shall we disappoint them?
Yes, let's. There was some hitbox shenanigans there. When he fell over, my sword kept swinging above him and wouldn't connect. Preserved note found on the body of a messenger. Baloran, you were right to doubt. Heladius will not be swayed. If this letter was sent, it is sealed. Send aid. Morven, Alexius has fit. Alexius? Yo, Dorian, take a look at this. The work here thus becomes all the more vital. Secure the site at all costs. The Elder One will not tolerate another mistake on our part. Service. So, these guys serve Corypheus. Oh, wait. I just realized I've got a level up. What do we want to do with this? Mind Blast now removes all negative status effects from yourself. I can't even remember the last time I had a negative status effect in this game. Not sure what to get here. Like, I'm out of buttons. Like, if I get another skill, I have to replace a button down here. Let's get better barrier for the team. Alright, the Still Ruins. What is this? What? These dudes are like frozen. Wait, no, there's stuff falling. Everything's frozen. Is this more time shenanigans? More timey-wimey stuff? Honestly, this place looks really cool. Dude, we just unpause time. All this stuff's gonna come crashing down. Venatory orders. A short letter accompanied by a map of the western approach. Several areas have been circled. Lucanus, the references are obscured. I want to stand in the fire just so you don't get bored. The references are obscure, but they point to a single power, sealed at the height of the old empire. Tevinter's involvement in the region predates the first Blight. Detailed accounts of the location are non-existent, but there are some promising leads. You'll be provided with men and supplies. Do not return empty-handed.
That's...
Everything's frozen. I don't think this was the Venatory.
No. I'd say some ancient Tevinter decided to alter time. I'm surprised it didn't go better.
Oh, that sounds familiar, doesn't it? Kinda glad we got Dorian here for this. I bet he's gonna have some things to say about the timey-wiminess. This guy's having a bad day. Monk, yesterday I left early because I had an interview. I don't know what I to expect when I went in, but it was worth missing the end of the stream. I walked out with an offer to pay higher than what I was asked for, and the company left a solid impression on me as it did to them. That's awesome, buddy. Congratulations. I hope it all goes smoothly for you after that. Truly, truly do. I mean, you're still on probation for missing the end of the stream, but I'm glad your job thing worked out. Spirit banner. There's something making noise on the other side of the wall. I don't know what it is. I tend to go for these things that require like a warrior or a rogue or a mage to open them, because you can technically have a group that doesn't have one of those things, which means I don't think they have anything required to get through the story of the game behind these doors. Responsible blood magic. Let me correct you, apprentice. While it is true blood magic is woven through the history of Tevinter, there are good reasons, quite aside from the Chantry's sermons, that such arts are now frowned upon. Consider the ancient magisters who once attempted to map the fate itself. A worthy goal, perhaps, but a costly one. When their spells exhausted their lyrium supply, the magisters spilled the blood of countless slaves. To what end? The shifting nature of the fate made the effort futile, and so much death left the magisters open to possession by demons. Wasteful. Some still idolize Terina of the Rock, who used blood magic against the Kunari during the Steel Age. They say she cut her flesh on the shore of Marna's Pel as the dreadnought sailed in, turned her spells against their crew, and boiled the very blood in their veins. A terrifying display to be sure, but against Kunari, it only made them more determined when they besieged the port of Karastes. And what of Magister Calanthus, that fool who believed he could make himself the Ascended Man with blood magic? 33 slaves died in that rite, and Calanthus became an abomination so horrific that his apprentices tore out their eyes at the sight of him. You quote the examples of the lovers Cretans and Seraphinian. Yes, Seraphinian offered his own blood to cure Cretans of her wasting disease, and Cretans lived a long life. But if the noblest use of blood magic still calls for the death of a good man, is that not enough reason to reconsider? See, what y'all needed to do was just go back to the Dragon Age 2 healing magic and just cast heal. Y'all stupid. Even Anders could cast heal, and he blew everything up. Alright, so this room had a little bit lower, a lot of loot. Hey look, it's that alien that they unveiled recently. I saw it on the internet. Oh, there's a box over there. Dude. This guy here. About to get his face ripped off. I look at this.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
And then you just see him get slammed into the ground.
Describe a chamber. This must be it.
Look at that dude. Lucanus, level 13 elite. Oh, he's immune to fire, I just realized. It still charges the blade, though. Tevinter Relic Hunt quest complete. Really? Master Cleansing Room.
For a reason.
The markings on it. I've heard of keystones that bear the same.
Keep searching. There may be more.
Keystones 2 out of 5. I don't think I've ever had an interview that great ever. Funny little story for you. The first time I ever had to do an interview. Keystone. I was in high school.
Game of cards when we get back to Skyhold Varric.
Not if it's with your crazy Tevinter rules.
Now, nobody ever died from those. Lately.
I was in high school, and my parents were like, you gotta get a job. I'm like, I don't want to get a job. They're like, you gotta get a job. So I had to get a part-time job. And, you know, my heart wasn't in it. I was in high school. And I found a job for data entry. Now, I could type already very quickly at that time. And so I got a job for, I applied to a job for data entry at Allstate Insurance. And basically, I look at stuff on paper and just put it into the computer. And I applied for the job, and guys, I was probably way too laid back in the interview. Like, I dressed up, I dressed sharp, I went in, I was respectful, stuff like that. But they're like, why do you need this job? And I was just like, I honestly don't. And they're like, what? And I remember the lady's like, wait, can you explain? And I was like, I'm in high school. My dad told me I need to get a part-time job. I'm good at typing. I thought I could do this. And like I was like, oh boy, I want to, 110% for your company. No, I'm like, yeah, I don't need this, but I think I could do it well. And I'm like, okay. And they ended up hiring two people, and one was me, and one was this lady that was like 40 or 50. And she comes in, and I'll never forget that we're both sit down at two computers. And they're like, all right, go ahead and get to the login menu. And, it was like press Control Alt Delete to log in. So I'm like, Control Alt Delete. And I look over at her and she's like, Control Alt. And I'm like, oh no. Like a week later, they had me doing my work and then double checking her work and then showing her what she did wrong. And then a week after that, which was like when the first paycheck was supposed to come in, they fired her. And it was like, I felt bad, but at the same time, it was like, yeah, well, you're kind of really bad at this. Let's see, Energize. Lamp. Research notes. Theoretically, it should be possible to draw energy from the Fate itself. While I will not discount the obvious dangers, such risks can be circumvented through use of a proper channel. Once the channel is stable, we should be able to manipulate the energy to our will. The power gained will be beyond measure. At this time, theory will take us no further. If my hypothesis proves true, it will be an achievement unrivaled by any in history that will all but ensure the immortality of the Imperium. Okay, I have a lamp. Now, where do I take this lamp? Oh. Warhorn ring. Research notes. A few hastily written notes are scrawled below increasingly perplexing diagrams. Blood to start, then from the channel itself. The slave trader had 6 strong enough for the task. Preparations are in place. Sarpedon will call one final meeting. I must speak to the others in advance. One thing I'm curious about in Dragon Age, when they do blood magic, is the magic literally from the blood, or is it from someone, like, being sacrificed? Because what if they just had a blood donation drive? What if a whole bunch of people just gave a safe amount of blood, put it into a big old barrel? Can a mage carry that barrel around and just use it like it's a friggin' mana tank? Or does it have to, like, immediately come from pain and suffering? A series of disturbing diagrams followed by personal notes. Sarpedon would cast doubt on our work here. I expected no less. He is Balaran's man. If he thinks to deter me, he will not succeed. Who accomplished anything through such fretting and hesitance? Let him be placated by his pointless precautions. If he wishes to question the validity of my theories, perhaps he should look more closely at his own.